I just finished a run. I've taken up jogging again, writing my little times down on this little chart I've got on my shed door and all that sort of stuff. Now, the fact that I've taken up jogging again is not something you'd be interested in, but what you might be interested in is, why does he look so crap and sweaty, you know? And that's the reason I mention it. I've been on my Glass Street run. I've got a few runs mapped out. I have an odometer on my phone. Every time I say something like that, you know, I map out a run. I've got a 1K run up and down my street, and I either do 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, and so on. I've got a few runs mapped out. I've got a lawn run. I've got a Queenscliff run, and but the funny thing is, when I say something like I've got an odometer on my phone, it reinforces to me every time, you know, that no matter what someone like me might say on a phone, because I'm speaking into my phone, whatever just about anyone might ever say online, on a YouTube clip or on a Facebook post or whatever, that's never going to be as impressive as the phone itself. The phone we are speaking into, you know. Whatever I say here is not something to be marvelled at. The thing to be marvelled at is the device you're looking into. To listen to me speak. Don't listen to me speaking. Have a look at this phone you're on, or this computer or whatever, and this internet thing you're on, you know. There's your miracle. You know? A lot of people, I feel, think that what they're saying online is the best thing since sliced bread. But the online infrastructure itself is the miracle, yeah, not what we're saying. But speaking of that, news to hand, Facebook chopped all news content in Australia this morning, overnight actually. We didn't expect it, we didn't see it coming. You know, they'd been threatening to, but we all threaten things. And my response to that was, well, we should tell Facebook to, you know, like, I'm not on Facebook, but a lot of people are. I'm on Google, obviously, because I'm using a YouTube channel, and I think that's owned by, yes, it is owned by Google. I'm not on Facebook. But Facebook, we should just block the thing. You know, just block it. Now, it would cause widespread disruption, but just do it, you know. Oh, no, we can't. We've got vital services, you know, running out of Facebook. Well, there's your problem. And we should almost block it, live with the pain. It'd be better, you know, because there's suicide prevention programs on Facebook and all sorts of things, you know. A lot of people will become dependent on it. But there's your problem. You know, we should just say, you know, because Facebook, you know, they try. What did they say overnight? Well, they said we had 2 choices: to either comply with Australian law, or to how can I put this nicely? To F Australia up in the middle of the night. You know, and take down all their news services, but just as punishment, to just take a whole lot of other stuff down, just as a demonstration of power. You know, and then we'll slowly put them up again the next day, some of them, you know. So they took down essential services and suicide prevention things and health sites and the coronavirus hotlines. They took it all down, you know. And, you know, they're saying, oh, you know, we didn't quite know how to take down the news services without taking all that stuff, so we thought we'd take it all down. And then, you know, during the day we'll put the essential stuff back up when people complain. Oh, it's insane. Anyway, a little part of me, yeah, the irreverent Australian side of me says, you know what, just tell them to get stuffed. Of course there'll be people, oh, you can't say that, you know, people commit suicide if they haven't got a suicide hotline to ring. Of course. I'm just saying, you know, it'd be nice if we could bite the bullet and just block the bastards. Block Instagram. Yeah, just do it all overnight. India blocked Huawei from, you know, the Chinese one. And I think India's thinking of blocking Twitter too. You know, just block them. Just have no Twitter in Australia, and no Facebook, and no, what's the other ones, YouTube, and no Instagram. Just block them all. Block TikTok. Block the lot of them, and just have Ausbook, something here in Australia, and tell the rest of the world to get stuffed. It doesn't matter if Google goes down for my purposes. Hey, yeah, because this is, you know, I've got these things online that I'm speaking, but I carefully back them all up, all these little clips I'm making, because they're for my kids, really. You know, they're not for anybody else. And those, you know, look, I've got one marked L, one marked H, and one marked A, you know, terabyte each. And all my bits and pieces, you know, stuff to leave to the kids when I die, you know. And they probably won't ever listen to them. They might just lose them. I might lose them, you know. Anything could happen. You have to be a bit Buddhist, you know. Things are fragile, you know. You could write, you know, 6 wonderful novels and you know, think, oh, there's my legacy. And they never, you know, and then you cark it, and then someone cleans out your shed, and they just junk it all down the tip. You know, that sort of thing can happen, you know, and you just got to live with that. But what you do is you leave stuff sometimes, some of us do, you know, just in case, you know, someone picks it up one day and says, oh, wow, all right, I'm finding this interesting, blah, 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 you know, not someone from outside the family or whatever, maybe a grandkid, you know, but like, I'm an idiot, see, so, you know, I might have one great-grandchild who's an idiot, you know, because you're always going to get 1 or 2 taking after yourself, you know, out of the 20 of them, there might be one who's an idiot who says, this is gold, because he's just as big as an idiot as me, because I'm speaking this thing and I think it's gold, you know, and so one great-grandkid thinks it's gold, and all the other grandkids are a lot smarter, and the great-grandkids are a lot smarter, and they think it's a load of crap. That's the way it goes. But the point is, you hold on to it, you know, you store it somewhere, but don't trust anything. Don't, in my opinion, put something online and imagine that you're putting something up there for posterity. Yeah, it may not be there tomorrow. You know, it's very fragile, everything you put online. You know, you might have been on Facebook since it started. When did it start? 2007 or 8? You know, and you might have all your children, you know, all your memories of all your children growing up. That can happen now. You can have it now, 2007. All right, my second youngest is, who's my second oldest too, she was born when Facebook started. So theoretically, I could have put her whole life on Facebook. But if I had, well, as it turns out, I deleted, I had a Facebook account for a while, but for a comedy purpose, I didn't put stuff on about the children per se. But if I had put, you know, documented my children's lives on Facebook, well, it could have all, you know, that stuff's very fragile. It could be taken down overnight. We should take it down overnight. We should just cancel the whole thing, Australia, and tell Facebook to get stuffed. Tell Huawei to get stuffed. Tell them all to get stuffed. You know, we'll just have Ausbook. But anyway, this morning, Facebook did cancel a lot of news content. All news content coming out from Australia. Now, I saw on the ABC a journalism student this morning was distraught. She's a Gen Zer. Gen Zers are a funny thing, because not too long ago, very recently, millennials were rolling their eyes because they were young, you know, and they were saying things like, okay, boomer, you know, because I'm a baby boomer, you know, my age group, okay, boomer, You know, you're just so old, and you probably use Facebook. You know, we use Instagram. You know, and the reason we use Instagram is because old people use Facebook. You know, we use Instagram because we're young. And my daughter, who's not a millennial, this is millennials I'm talking about. My daughter this morning, you know, who's 13, she said to me, I would never use Instagram. And I said, why? She's not allowed on social media. Yet, you know, my 15-year-old hasn't started social media. I think they're not so, well, my middle daughter might get onto it, I reckon, when she gets older. But my oldest daughter doesn't seem like the social media type. But the middle daughter said, I would never use Instagram. And I said, why? She said, millennials use that. Old people, you know. It must be a shock. It is a shock. I remember when I was in that sort of middle patch, you know, where you thought you were the young ones. I was a young Turk, you know. I was a young progressive. And suddenly there were people younger than me saying, oh, you're not a white man. When did that happen? I thought I was a progressive. Hang on, I'm a commie. I'm a socialist. Deep down, you know. No, you know, okay, boomer. Now the millennials are getting that. And, you know, eventually Gen Zs will get that. But there's no letter after Z. So the next one's, we might have to start at A again like we do with number plates on cars. It could be Gen A. You know, we can start with Greek. You know, Gen Alpha can be the next one. The next lot coming up. My son he's a bit younger. He's not 10 yet. So he might be Gen Alpha, you know. But any kid getting born now surely won't be a Gen Zer. You know, and then you can have Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, Gen Gamma, and so on and so forth, you know. And each generation will write the next generation off, and they'll have to have their own platform. But anyway, as I was saying, so I've got all my stuff, everything I've written and everything I've said and everything I've spoken into a device or whatever. I've got that all carefully saved somewhere because the fact that it happens to be online is fluff. That's fluff, you know, because it doesn't matter whether it's online or not, because I'm just putting it aside, you know, just in case, you know, one of my kids wants to hear, well, as I always say, not what I speak about. I don't care what I talk about. You know, like if I love Australia, I don't care whether my kids love Australia or not much, you know, in principle, you know, they can hate Australia if they want. As long as they can justify why they hate Australia, that's fine by me. At least I've brought them up to be able to think, you know. I don't want them just to know why they hate Australia or love Australia or why they're conservative or why they're progressive or whatever, or why they're left or why they're right, you know, or why they want to shoot through and go to Botswana and work for the UN, you know. Whatever they want to do is fine by me, and I don't want them just to know why. I'm talking to you kids, yeah. I'll give you fake names. The fake names I always give you. Scarlett, you know, Haley. No, what's the other one? Not Haley. It's so long since I've used your names, your fake names. Who's that? Hang on. Joker, and, you know, Joker's girlfriend. What's her name? I've forgotten. And also the young one, Alex. You know, all fake names. I don't want you to, you know, well, it's not my say as to what you think or how you think. That's your business. But in my own mind, I'll be pleased when I'm dead if it's not a case of you knowing why you love Australia or hate Australia, or you know, or whether you're a socialist or a capitalist or a bit of each or whatever. It's not the fact that you have those opinions. That level, you know, having opinions is at this level. You know, that's at this level. You know, that's low grade down there. You know, what you think. You know. But then the next level up is knowing why you think those things. But even that's not enough for me. Knowing why you know why. You know? Epistemology, whatever the word is. Knowing why you know. Not knowing why, not knowing why you think what you think, but knowing why you know what you think. That level, that's way up here. I like that one. Okay. And, you know, I make these YouTube clips and then store them on these little devices, you know, little hard drives, you know, one with L written on it for the oldest child, one with H and one with A, you know, and it might all get turfed in the tip, you know, when I cark it. But the point is, it's there for now. You know, I've done 400 and something of these episodes. It's incredible, really. And I'm just talking to myself, but whatever I might have said in all of these 400 episodes matters not one little bit, really. You know, I've been in capitalist phases and I've been in socialist phases. I've been in Australia-loving phases and Australia-hating phases and all that sort of stuff. I've been anti some of the ideas that swirl around about Indigenous people, and I've been full of Indigenous rights so often, and all these sorts of things. I've been pro Black Lives Matter. I've been anti-Black Lives Matter. I've been absolutely everything. But it really doesn't matter what I am. You know, I'm not even certain half the time I've been putting across what I actually think. You know, because sometimes I play the devil's advocates game, you know, the devil's advocacy game, and I just do a whole episode arguing against myself, you know, all that sort of stuff, as you should. But the point is, I'm not leaving anything here in videos like this for you kids, the three of you. I'm not leaving anything here that I hope will be educational for you in terms of what you should think. And I don't even want you to try and interpret my words as being very indicative of what I think. You know, who knows what I think? You know those three levels. What you think, yeah, knowing why you think that thing, and knowing why you know, knowing how you can know that you know those things. That's the highest level. Well, I'm not at that highest level. I don't quite know how I know what I think. You know, I can get this vague idea, but yeah. So what I think, which is this stuff way down the bottom, that's not very valuable, what I think, because I'm not knowledgeable enough to really have a really good opinion. And also, I'm not a good enough philosopher at this level, knowing why I think what I think, or this level, knowing why I know what I think, to make these opinions I'm having very worthwhile. So ignore them. In any opinion I speak in any of these episodes, ignore that opinion, is my suggestion. Kids, I'm only talking to my three kids at the moment, just for fun. It's been a while. Well, I speak to them every day. That's why I'm hiding in my car right now, because they never stop bugging me in the best possible way. All right. But what would you pick up from 400 episodes of me just yakking like this? What would you pick up? You know, what's the point? Well, you just couldn't listen to it all anyway, and I don't think I could even sit through one of them. But if I was to, if one thing would make me glad, is if somehow you could go one better than me, and pick up, you know, the fact that I have a dream, Martin Luther King style, you know, that you might one day operate at that level, you know, and go one better than your dear old great-granddad who's dead. Not dead yet, though. I tell you what, I'm 57, and I can go on a pretty good, set a pretty good pace jockeying. I can beat you. How old are you? I can beat all my 3 kids so far. I'm going to try and make it so they can't catch me.